Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, today I get to share a project with you for Spellbinders, and we are using a brand new arrival over at the Spellbinders shop. It's a collection called Expressions of Faith, and it's so pretty. The glimmer plate that I'm going to be using is called Gleaming Cross. It's a 6-piece set. You get 3 dies and then 3 pieces that create a beautiful cross. These are the other items that are in that collection, and one's a die set, and then one is also a sentiment set. It's called the Faith Glimmer Sentiment Set, and it has some beautiful sentiments. I'm going to show you here what they are. First one says walk in faith. The next one says God is love. The next one says He is risen, which would be great for Easter. You have one that says walk in the light, and then another one that says faith, love, and hope. So some beautiful fonts, beautiful sentiments, and then there is coordinating dice that will go with this glimmer plate set. Again, this one's called the Faith Glimmer Sentiments. So we're going to use both of these today to create a really pretty card. And so we are going to jump in and get started. Since they're glimmer plates, I have my glimmer machine heating off to the side here. We're going to bring that in. And to create the cross, it's very easy. You're going to glimmer and die cut the larger piece. This next piece you're going to glimmer and cut 3 times, and then you're going to glimmer and cut that small circle, kind of like a circle, 1 time, because that's the center of your cross. For today's card, I wanted to go very elegant, so we're using some Buttercream cardstock. It's a real pretty ivory, and I'm taking a panel and cutting it into 3 different pieces because I wanted to create a little added color to my card today. So we're going to do a little bit of blending. I wanted a golden color, and so I'm bringing in brushed corduroy. It's a real, almost a yellowy golden color. And I'm just adding a little bit of color on the very top of my panel here, and then kind of fading out towards the center. It doesn't look like there's much of a fade, but in real life you can see the fade. In the close-up pictures you'll see the fade here. Now with these 2 pieces, I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to go along the longer edge. And I created the first one because we have that long piece that we're going to die cut once, and then these 2 pieces I'm going to end up cutting in half, and we're going to use individual pieces for our left and right and top part of our cross here. Okay, so those are done. We're going to put our craft mat aside, take our scissors and trim these 2 in. You don't have to trim them in half, but I think it's just easier for me since we're going to have to do them individually. Okay, for my foiling, I wanted some sparkle. We're going to use Speckled Aura. The Spellbinders has lots of golden foils. There's a matte, there is a polished brass, and I thought this one with the speckles would just be perfect for my idea today. So I'm taking some smaller pieces and placing them over our glimmer plates here. And I'm looking for the point on each one of my glimmer plates, because when I add my cardstock, the ink blended end, I want to go towards the point of each one of my glimmer plates. So I'm just double checking and making sure that point, my oxide ink is hitting that point on my glimmer plate. You'll see there's a method to my madness, so bear with me. I'm going to trim down a smaller piece here and die cut out my cross circle, and then we are going to do some glimmering. We're going to add our glimmer plates and then press that timer, and we will let that heat up. Now while that's heating up, we're going to trim down a couple more pieces because we're going to again need 2 more pieces for the left and right of our cross. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment. I chose the sentiment that says walk in faith. And what I'm going to do is take some more of that Buttercream cardstock, and I'm going to ink blend around the edges of my small rectangle, and then this way I can kind of have it stand out against my Buttercream cardstock. Okay, I ran this through my Platinum 6, and I'm going to show you with you how pretty it is. So you can see the effect that I'm going for. I wanted a gradient with a light towards the end, and I'm going to do the same exact thing 3 more times with that smaller piece. and then also with my my center. You can see that I wanted some of that buttercream showing on the very end. And then that is my centerpiece, and then we're going to do that 3 more times. So we're going to scoot this in the middle just for a little more balance. Sometimes when your glimmer plates are in the middle, when you run into your die cut machine, it foils a lot more evenly. But I'm going to do it 3 more times, and then I'm also going to glimmer my sentiment. Okay, everything is glimmered and I'm die cutting out everything. We just have 1 more left here. And it's all glimmered. I just have to die cut that out. So I'll take my die and run this through the Platinum 6, and we are good to go. So we are going to scoot everything aside, make a little bit of room, move over our glimmer machine here, and I thought it'd be fun to create a shaker card today behind my cross to make it extra special. So I'm bringing in a piece of Buttercream cardstock. It's actually a panel that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to do a little die cutting with the Spellbinders Essential Circles die set. I'm taking the largest dotted detail piece and then the second largest circle die, and we're going to die cut this out. Now the dotted piece is going to be on the outside of my window, and so we're just making sure it's centered and lined up, and then we'll run this through our Platinum 6 so we have a window in our panel. Okay, I'm going to die cut out, or actually I'm going to paper trim 1 more panel that measures the same exact size, so 4 inches by 5 1/4. So this is going to be the back of our shaker card. Just find it easier to do that way. Okay, we are going to need some acetate, so I'm going to use some Clearview acetate sheets. Just going to find a piece. I have a lot of odds and ends in here, so I'm going to try and find one that will fit behind that window. And I ended up trimming 1 down with my paper trimmer. Clearview sheets are very nice acetate sheets for shakers, guys. I'll list it below if you guys want to check it out. But acetate piece is ready to go. And next, I wanted a little color behind my shaker window. So I'm going to line up my window on my back panel. And I got a little ink here. You can see my craft mat has my brushed corduroy still on it. I didn't clean it off just yet. And so I actually have ink on my fingers too. So I'm spreading it all over the place. I had to use my sand eraser to get it off. But I'm just using my blending brush and adding a little bit of highlight in the center of my window. And now we're going to build our shaker. I added my acetate. I just used my tape runner. And then next, I'm going to trim down some thin strips of foam adhesive. Now, if you wanted to double it up, your shaker would shake. But I was kind of looking for just that sparkly effect in the background. Wasn't necessarily wanting it to shake too much. In fact, I'm going to load it pretty good so it doesn't shake. But if you want it to shake, you can double up on your foam adhesive. Okay, the sequins that I'm going to be using to fill my shaker card, they're called gold friendship sequins. Basically, they're just 1 size gold sequins, and I thought it'd be the perfect background for my cross. So there's a piece in there that was the negative piece of the sequin, so I was trying to remove that. But I'm packing it pretty good. You can see here, we had a few flyaways. We'll put those back, and I'll take my back panel, and we're going to just place this. If you wanted to save some cardstock and go directly on your card base, you guys could, but I can never get it lined up straight. So having a back panel really helps out. I'll add this behind my shaker window, and you can see my sequins don't move very much, but there sure is a lot of sparkle there, and that's what I was going for. Okay, now I already added foam adhesive behind each one of my little pieces. The long one will go on the bottom. And then you add your left and your right, and then you add your top. If you want to put them all together to create a smaller cross, you could. If you want to create a little bit wider cross, you could separate them. But I'm leaving a little bit of a gap. So basically you're creating an X in the middle. And I'm trying to center it on my shaker window here. I think that looks good. Once I'm happy with it, I'll press down with the foam adhesive so it doesn't go anywhere. Now I did double up on the foam adhesive for my centerpiece. This way it's 1 level higher. and then this just goes straight in the center. Isn't it gorgeous? It creates, I mean, if you want to do reds and greens for Christmas, I think that'd be gorgeous. I went ahead and adhered my shaker window or panel to my card base, which is a standard A2 size card base. And then next I did, we're going to pop up our sentiment, and I'm going to place this to the right of my cross here, kind of lowering it. I think maybe I should have went a little bit lighter with my brushed corduroy ink. I think it was a little too dark. I didn't want the dark next to the dark, so I'm going to space it out just a little bit. But I love how this turned out. If you guys are interested in this collection, I'll list it down below for you guys to check out. But it's super pretty, and I hope you liked my project today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous rest of the week, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.